And you want to know the cold hard truth, and even Michigan fans know this, Michigan doesn't know what in the world they're doing. They do not have a clue, and if I was a Michigan fan, that'd terrify me. Not to say that I'm high on Alex Orji, I'm not. I always thought he gave them the better chance to win, and it has nothing to do with I think he's a good quarterback, but it has everything to do with his running ability. So in this up-and-coming weekend for college football, we don't have a lot of good games. Maybe we'll see a big-time upset, for example, like Northern Illinois beating Notre Dame, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. As where it stands right now, there's two main games that everybody's looking forward to. Tennessee and Oklahoma, and Michigan versus USC. Although I'm more excited for the Tennessee-Oklahoma game, it doesn't take away from the fact we are going to learn a lot about USC and Michigan in that game. However, with that being said, we are here to discuss Michigan's one big problem heading into this matchup. We do also have a sneaky top 15 matchup with Oklahoma State and Utah. I've had a couple people request I talk about this game, so here you have it. Give me Utah. End of story. Oklahoma State is very fortunate. Arkansas just blew that game. They're not a top 15 team. They may win the game, but it doesn't take away from the fact they're not a legit contender. Oh yeah, by the way, what happened to Ollie Gordon? Does that guy just suck now? Another game that has piqued my interest that not too many people are talking about is Florida State. We all know them, right? They're sitting at a miserable 0-3. Well, they play 3-0 California. Actually, hold on, let me pull it up. What is the line for this game? I'm going to assume California's favored by what, 3 or 4 points? Okay, here it is. What? No way. Florida State is favored by 2.5? No way. Florida State's actually favored in this ball game. Not to say that California's some monstrous team, but let me ask you guys, do any of you have Florida State winning this game? That is so hard to believe. So I thought California was going to be about a 3 to 4 point favorite. Nope. Florida State's the favorite. And here's my thing. If you are to pick Florida State winning this game, why would you? What reason do you point towards? Maybe the defense? I don't know. It'd have to be more so if you're either a diehard Florida State fan or you just think they're going to piece it together. But even that doesn't make too much sense because why would you think they're going to piece it together after what's happened in the first 3 weeks? The most embarrassing part about their loss to Memphis, and it didn't get talked about enough, is they had a bye week before that game. Losing after a bye week to a group of 5 team, it's quite embarrassing. Not to take anything away from Memphis, they are a solid ball club, but come on, man. You should beat them. I'm not a betting man myself, but there is no way I'd bet on Florida State. Not a chance. I think what it is people are just, like I said, they're assuming, okay, yeah, they'll piece it together in this one. I am looking forward to that, though, because one of my newly favorite discovered hobbies is watching Florida State lose on Saturdays. Getting that out of the way, though, let's get back on track with good old Michigan and USC. This is the 2:30 CBS game of the week, so for all my SEC fans and just college football fans in general, y'all remember that sound that goes dun, 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 dun. Well, that's no longer going to be for your SEC games. It's going to be for your Big Ten games. That's going to take a while to get used to. It's just different hearing that music and seeing Big Ten teams playing. Despite that, as what stands for the game, I haven't even seen the line. Okay, USC is only favored by 5 points. That's quite interesting. USC is 2-0, and they have that very impressive win over LSU. But maybe that win isn't as good as we originally thought because LSU, well, they should have lost against South Carolina. They got lucky. Well, USC, we know what to expect. They got one of the best young quarterbacks in the nation, Miller Moss. I've been hyping that kid up since the last year in the bowl game. They got Lincoln Riley. He's an offensive mastermind. They're going to score points. And I know some people are going to say, well, Matt, what about Michigan's defense? And what about them? They're not going to stop USC. I want you to think about this. What does Texas have? An offensive guru in Steve Sarkisian, and one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, Quinn Ewers, and you couldn't stop them. Well, in this game, what do you have? An offensive guru in Lincoln Riley, and not one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, but he's most certainly played like it. Miller Moss can play. It's as simple as that, and if he keeps this level of play up, I will have him in one of my best, not just young quarterbacks in the nation list, but one of my best overall quarterbacks in the nation list. He is that good, and Michigan, yeah, they can stop the run, but it really doesn't matter because USC doesn't care to run the ball too much. So that's really the end of the conversation there. I don't believe Michigan's going to stop USC from scoring points. Now, am I trying to sit up here and convince you that USC is going to drop a 50 burger on them? Absolutely not, but I see him easily getting in the 30s. The biggest headline of this game, and it's what everybody's talking about, is the Michigan offense, but more importantly, the quarterback position. And you want to know the cold hard truth, and even Michigan fans know this, Michigan doesn't know what in the world they're doing. They do not have a clue, and if I was a Michigan fan, that'd terrify me. At least if you know what you're doing. In other words, you have a blueprint, you have a game plan, you can go out there, execute it to a T, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because a lot of time in these games, your offense or defense may execute the game plan, but you just lose due to the other team was better. But in this game, Michigan doesn't even know, and I can't emphasize this enough, what they're doing or what they're going to try to do. It starts with the quarterback position. They've made a switch. They've changed over from Davis Warren, that guy's awful, to no other than Alex Orji. Not to say that I'm high on Alex Orji. I'm not. I always thought he gave them the better chance to win, and it has nothing to do with I think he's a good quarterback, but it has everything to do with his running ability. I already know there's nerds running to the comment section right now. Matt, oh my goodness, terrible take, my brother. Alex Orji couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. I agree, but hear me out. Michigan doesn't need Alex Orji to go out here and throw for 300 yards a game and 3 touchdowns. That is not what they need. Michigan proved it last year. They can win a game only throwing the ball 5 to 6 times. And when you have, dare I say, another running back there, because that's what Orji is, it makes it way harder for the defense. Because now they don't just got to account for 10 guys, they got to account for 11. And there's going to be one guy that all throughout the game is going to be quarterback spying Alex Orji, so that's going to take another defender out of the way. Whenever they do the read options on the inside zones, that's also going to take an edge rusher out of the play. Believe it or not, when you have, I can't even call him a dual threat quarterback because he can't pass, so it's just like a running back. When you have another running back there, it does open up some more lanes when it comes to running the ball. Now here's the thing, although it's going to open up another lane, is going to be tighter in the box. There is not a single reason in the world why USC should have less than 7 guys in the box in this game. Alex Orji can't beat you through the air. He may complete some long passes and have like 3 to 4 good passes, but that's it. He's not going to go 80 yards down the field and just dice you up like prime Tom Brady or prime Aaron Rodgers, anything like that. And believe it or not, this may sound crazy to some of y'all, I firmly believe if Michigan can push USC around on defense, they have a good shot to win this game. I'm going to remind some of y'all, although USC looked really good against LSU and their defense looks way more improved than previous years, they've been a team where you can just push them over. In Michigan, we saw it last year, is a hard-nosed and physical football team. I feel like against Texas, they were just so outmatched that the team kind of gave up. But against USC, I really think we're going to see a spark not only in that Michigan defense, but the Michigan offense. USC, although I respect them, they don't have the guys on defense that Texas has. USC's defense has improved, can't harp on that enough, but this is not an SEC defense. And Michigan's best chance to win this game is to limit the possessions and milk the clock. If you could have some 16 plays, 8-minute long drives, that'd be perfect. I feel like a lot of people think for Michigan to win, Orji's got to go something like 14 for 21 with 200 passing yards, but I don't see that. I just think Orji has to play smart, read the defense well, know when to pull the ball, know when to hand it off, and they'll have a chance if, and this is a big if, they can push around USC on defense. If they can't win the line of scrimmage and they can't push USC around, this game's over from the start. Let me explain to you, though, why I believe Michigan can win if Orji only throws the ball 5 to 6 times or completes a few passes here and there. By just running the ball the entire game, this is something people don't account for. You don't put the ball in harm's way. The problem with Davis Warren, let me remind you, is the interceptions. When you throw pick sixes, when you throw interceptions, that can quite literally lose you a football game right there. By just running the ball in every single play, you give yourself a shot to win. It reminds me of Michigan's going to play like a high school football team. In high school football, I'd say 60 to 70% of teams, they run the ball almost the entire game. They throw it maybe 10, max 15 times. It's not far-fetched for Michigan to win this game, but it is far-fetched for me to pick them just due to the fact so many things have to go their way. So with that being said, I will take USC and their outstanding offense in this game. Let's go with, I don't think they get in the 40s. I'll say, we'll go, I like this score. 31, USC 31, Michigan 20. I actually struggle with giving USC 31. That's why I hesitated. I more so want to lean towards 28, but anyway, now we'll go with 31. Either way, it doesn't affect the outcome. USC, they still win. Many more things I could say. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But